Your first question was about vintage, is that right?
Yeah,
There's a
appreciation for vintage. Yeah.
vintage and handmade items. So vintage basically means that it's old. Um, of a particular vintage that is it's got a recognizable historical origin. It's an idea that is often used in relation to wine. So you might talk about a particular year having a specific vintage. Um, but it could also be about um, something from the past that has high quality. So something is a vintage, let's say you get a vintage leather jacket. It's a real leather jacket. Someone made it by hand in the 1970s, but also it's been well made, so it's maintained its quality through that time. That's what vintage usually means. So we're looking for things that are old but well made.
Yeah, but one question, let me show you something here. Regarding
But it's used, if you go further down, you'll see there's
the
probably,
item that something of quality was produced, yeah. But
yeah, so that's noun, but you see further down, adjective, the second adjective
yes,
there, it's old, but it's quality.
oh,
But
vintage Sherlock Holmes adventure, yeah.
mm,
Something from the past or high quality, especially something representing the best of its kind. A vintage here means what? A vintage means the best something. What
it
does that mean?
means it means that it's
High
both
quality.
both that it's an old one and it's a good one.
Oh, old, okay. And those are
Yeah.
good ones.
So the distinction would be if someone wrote a new story with this character in it, you couldn't call it vintage, unless you might call it vintage to sort of imply that it has the same quality as the old ones. But usually vintage implies that it actually is both old and good.
But okay, can you give us an example for a vintage like this ones here?
Mm.
Let me show you
Um,
something. Yeah. It means
yeah,
classic, I think here.
it could mean classic. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit like that.
Yeah.
Um, so
Or old. Yeah.
you might talk about yeah,
I forgot.
it's used somewhat informally, to be honest, unless you're talking about clothing, and then it's used a bit more frequently
Mm.
to
But
specify.
but as you mentioned, it means old, and it has a high quality. Is it like that?
Mm.
Classic, for example, very, I don't know, golden, for example, like that.
Yeah, so you might say, oh, issue 66 of Spider-Man is a true vintage adventure.
Issue
Or
66. It has 66 issue. Really? I didn't know that. I just know that it has four or five.
comic books have like 12 issues a year, right? They're monthly.
Oh no
Or
no.
even
I'm talking about the movies series. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm
no.
sorry. Yeah.
Um, so you could talk about a TV episode. You could say like, oh, episode 3, season 3 of the
Mm.
X-Files is a vintage
The winter.
Mul
But
Mulder and
it
Scully,
but
mystery.
but it should be old. Yeah. For example,
Yeah.
Spider-Man is nearly new. Yeah. Okay.
But if that's why I was giving the example of comic book issues because
Mm.
the comic is
Perfect.
old. It's been
I
around since
think
the 60s.
perfect. And yeah, that's and why we have desire for here.
Mm. Okay, so you can desire to if it's to do something. So it's followed by a verb. A desire to free oneself from poverty, or a desire to excel in one's work. It leads into a verb. But a desire for each of these is a noun.
Niceness, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right. So can you give us an example for desire for? For example, I have a desire for, I don't know, being a lecturer at my country. Is it correct?
Yeah, I have a desire for an academic career. Yeah.
I have a desire for an academic career or academic
Because
careers.
you would say a desire to be a lecturer, so
Desire
using the
to be a
noun,
lecturer. Amazing, yeah.
or you would say a desire for an academic career or
For
for a career as a lecturer.
a career, that was very tricky to